all of the responsibilities are on me and I can't get into my property. There's a leak in the property. The water bill is escalating. I can't get in there to see what's going on.
A D.C. homeowner claiming an Airbnb guest has overstayed their welcome and will not leave. In this story, you'll only see on 7 News. We're digging into D.C. law, finding out there's not much that homeowner can do. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley spoke with the homeowner and tried to speak with the alleged squatter.
The alleged squatter originally got into the home through Airbnb, claiming that her apartment caught fire and it needed time to get repairs. Now, that was back in February. Roshane Douglas says she didn't know she was opening her life up to a nightmare when she accepted Shadija Romero's Airbnb reservation almost 10 months ago. That reservation ended March 29th after 32 days, and Romero hasn't paid another dime. But living in the home for over a month apparently lets her claim some form of tenant rights, and she refuses to let Roshane enter the property.
So, once upon a time, this happened to me. Now, my primary business, corporate house. One point in time, I probably 30, 40, Los Angeles. And this was unfortunately something that happened to me only once. I had someone else try it, didn't get that far. I know they tried it because I sent my cleaner over there to clean up after they had out. While my cleaner was there, the guests who had checked out were trying to come back into the house and claim to stay there. Obviously, I'm one of those people. I'm not going to call. I don't believe in have friends. Sent my friends there. For people who don't know how this works, the way you counter this is you have to out squat the squatter. So, meaning that when someone's trying to squat into your property, what you do is you draft up another lease or some people that are violent or that are good or that don't really got much to lose. What you do, essentially rent the house out to another set of squatters, another set of people that are your people. Those people show up, they call the police. They say, hey, we have a lease for this house, and these people, they kicked us out of our lease. They're saying we can't get back into the house, but we have a lease. Show up, they will tell them it's a civil matter. Force them to let your new people, other people move back into the house. Now you guys are all, now we're all going to together. Typically, the squatters are going to be comfortable with the fact that there are other people sleeping in the same room, houses in. Some of these squatters have pets, kids. Do not worry about any of that. You have to be worried about taking your property back. This is the peaceful way to do it. The other way is that other people have done, especially in Los Angeles, it's a lot less peaceful. And yeah, you could potentially trouble, but you don't have to do that. You can simply just show the police, other friends, have a lease. I try to tell people going forward into this new world that we're going into, there won't be law enforcement. Law enforcement won't go after certain people. Can't. Law enforcement, if you're depending on how you look, color of your skin, police won't arrest you anymore. If you're a woman thinking that you got into the world and is not going to take advantage or any situation you're not going to come up where you're going to want bigger and stronger than you help, you're delusional. We're going to need backup. Alone, or we're going. Now, even in this case, there's a woman that's a squatter, but she's a woman herself. Afraid, she's timid. She doesn't have the equipment to go in there and secure a property. But what is she doing? A mortgage every month. Depending on what jurisdiction you live in, I don't think there's any jurisdiction you cannot turn off the power, water, or the gas on any of these, or even or the squatters can. Yes, I learned that because um I bought a house and there were some people that wanted to see it. This girl I was dating, there was a lady from her church. I want to live in that area and I see the house. Like, okay, these are church people. So I gave them the lockbox code. I'm out of state. I don't hear anything from the people. I'm thinking they went over there, they bought a house, they didn't like it. Like about 3 weeks. So these people literally moved property. But that was more so disadvantage. Again, everybody's not they're going and certain cities. Or you're just gonna lose everything. That's just how it goes. I let them know that I will be back tomorrow. Sheriffs. Um Judges. I'm not talking the kind of ninjas that are from Japan. Ninjas, LA, tomorrow. Everybody else who's here, up. People are going to try to deter you. That aggressive. You know how hard it is for these properties? What kind of paperwork, kind of deposits. You're going to have to get aggressive. But if you don't want to do that, find some people that are going to waters uncomfortable. Draft up a lease, call the police. I have paperwork. I live here. They have to let me in the house. I had to do this in downtown LA. I didn't do it personally, but my uncle, and a couple of his partners, they showed up at 3:00 in the morning. By 5:00 in the morning, it was a trans, like some Spanish dude, trans. He had breasts, but it was a man. And he had 2 dogs. I had a little bit of sympathy for him, so it didn't go, but it went just enough left. And anyway, by 5 a.m., out. So I come back the next day, still sitting in the dogs just. The dude was an Airbnb that refused after his check. Does happen. But if you show, yeah, you can get prosecuted. Guess what? Are you willing to just give it over? Let these people rob you without to just, I'm not doing it. So this woman right here has been 10 months, and the person that's in there is defiant. And they're saying that this woman was so the house, and you're not monitoring her social media. But if she's on vacation, break into your house, take your house back. Let them call, let the police house, the squatter has access. But unfortunately, depending on whatever cop shows up, they might do that. They might give the squatter permission to fill and break locks to let them back into the property, because for them it's just a civil matter. Yeah, you can say they're burglars, and it's going to stop. I know this because multiple from all these different angles. I know how this works. So this is some good advice. That's why I wanted to share this video. Again, make up a lease, child friends, have them show up. Gotta let me in. We're all gonna just sit here together. We're all gonna stare at each other. And when the lights go out, it's gonna get real. Talking real.
I never gave her any tenancy. I never gave her a lease.
Roshane tried everything, gave her a 30-day notice to vacate, called police, went to court, and even offered Romero $2,500 to sign a paper admitting she's not a tenant and to get out.
And I wish I would offer to a criminal that broke into my house. Boy, hey, I'd rather go to jail. I'm sorry, but you know what? Again, depending on where you live, the police aren't coming. I lived in downtown LA. The police, they're not coming. I don't know where this is in DC, but I'm sure it's ever for the police. They're not showing up. Not really showing up. There's less and less police that are going to actually risk. Because think about it. Every time a police officer scene and has to arrest you, if you're black, you can just say, this cop is racist. And I want to file a complaint. Depending on how they'll fire a cop just so police are reluctant to come up to calls and risk their jobs. They'd rather just not go. They'll show up later. They'll show up after, but just or they want to be the first one on the scene. And not even worth it for them. So you might get in trouble, but you can't just let people. That's out. That's completely out. And offering somebody money, they could take the money and just not leave. It happened to a friend that lived in the Valley in California. He had a squad. I told him what to do. Water out. At first, he was with it. Then he panicked. Last minute, called us off the guy. Hey, it took him. You know what that meant? Right before he got out, sell house, squatter, yes. Put paperwork, put it for sale, advertising it, squatter, renting out rooms in my friend's house, marketing, sell that. And he had some sort of squatter's rights. And I think my friend paid. Now there was a time where needless to say, I'll keep the show. But he was out of there. Over. I tell my guy, I say, lock up the house, board up the windows, got the rest of the night. Guy's probably going to come back tomorrow. Also, police. And I was absolutely right. They eventually came the next day. Guess who was home? My friend. Now the police are talking to him and they're saying, guy said, out of here, squatter, this and this. And they eventually, if my friend had boarded up the doors, boarded up the house, changed the locks like we said, then when the police came, would have been nobody there for them to talk to. Then catch the guy trying to commit it. Then you get him. Have to so you don't know how to play, but you got to know the rules. Don't understand the rules. Lose. My friend lost heavy. Always brings it up. And at the time, I didn't know. Skin this. These squatters know. So this is what they do for a living. The crazy part is, apparently they paid for a month through Airbnb. I'm supposed to take. They can stay for 2 weeks. Want to rebook you can't just let them do 30 days straight or try to rights. In this situation, apparently she paid a month. That means that the money must have cleared Airbnb, or Airbnb would have rejected the lady, hey, get this tenant out of there. This person had enough funds because they were purposely going. That's why don't want to take 30-day or long vacations directly because once you have tenants.
Romero signed the document but didn't budge.
And November the 15th came and she told me, this no longer works for me. Do what you have to do. I'm not leaving. I went to the police with my order and they said there's nothing that they can do, that I need to go to court, which I've done. And I do not have a court date until December the 11th.
Roshane put this sign up on her home so police and the neighbors would know Romero was not authorized to be there. A sign Romero covered with a sheet.
And this is bad for business because obviously that's a community. There's going to be now the HOA bylaws says that Airbnb is not allowed. But if you own the property, how are you going to let the HOA, which you can't, other battle more? Literally create butterfly. And now the HOA is going. HOA could probably try to file. I'll do Airbnb. Trying to find it. And even if you have a tenant there, a tenant squat and do the same thing. So really, in my opinion, the term is don't let anybody stay 30 days. Have to be vigilant.
And I need police assistance.
I was there when police helped Roshane cut it down, while Romero hid inside.
It's shocking to me that you would abuse a system like that.
While all this is going on, Romero's social media shows her living her best life on trips. Cartwheel. And promoting her nonprofit. And Roshane is left paying thousands in attorney fees, the mortgage, and utilities for a home she can't even enter. I tried to get some answers from Romero, who was clearly inside the home, but she never came to the door. When a person walked out to her car, they didn't want to talk to us either. Roshane is waiting now for her court date next week, where she's hoping the judge's decision will allow U.S. Marshals to force her unwanted guest out once and for all. For now, reporting from Northeast D.C., Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
7 News has been reporting on reforms to rental housing laws in the district. Back in September, City Council passed the Rental Act. Supporters of the legislation say D.C. landlords lost more than $1 billion in unpaid rent since eviction moratoriums were lifted in 2021. The measure simplifies the eviction process and allowed landlords to remove tenants who violate their leases by not paying rent. Those against the act say it takes away protections for tenants. Our investigative reporter John Barr has been following the Rental Act. You could read what.
Well, that won't help an Airbnb guest because they have a rental. Yes, that's staying there. Unless Airbnb is going to draft up some type of agreement, it have to be custom per state. So, no legislation that we're talking about help a person who's because there's not legally. This wouldn't help her situation. The best way that I've seen this handled in the country, Texas and in Florida, we have Andrew Ground and we have a castle doctrine. If someone is trying to fight in your home and they're trying to take property, if we are in Texas, you are well within your right, produce them. That is what you are instructed to do. And that's the way that you're told properties in Texas. If you're in Austin, they're going to tell you, I don't want you to do that because it's kind of California. The other parts of Texas, they're breaking it. Hey, this person, recruiter. They're not supposed to be in you. Already asked them to leave. They don't have any agreement. I'm going to now, but you have to understand. Those are in your face. Gotta understand. Can't be afraid. Have to do it. have to do security. Florida has similar. The rest of the country, California, you're 8 months, a year, whatever. They can keep filing paperwork to drag out the process. And there's so many people. Courts are not in a hurry to get to your case. So, especially if it's a squatter, they don't even know your name. They serve. Every house, they can just bring a lot of ways. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people need life savings in these types of scams. So that's just a little bit of advice, personal experience I thought I would. So like and subscribe. Do me a favor. This is good advice for anybody that does our properties. Let them know how to for themselves. I'll be back in about 20 minutes with a live. Remember,
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.